All right. Hold on here. Start cam. Hello. It's Tom here. Scarboro. Yeah. We're here today with a special guest coming up very soon. Michael Harrel from the Pork and Beans Show. If you're familiar with him, he's a good dude. We'll have a good show. Right on. Yeah. Today it's all about Sasquatch and possibly paranormal and a few other things, right? You know, are you familiar with the Pork and Beans Show? They're based on Sasquatch also, right? This is a Sasquatch show, and hopefully we got some good stuff today. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we do. So, have you had your special encounter with those big hairy forest dudes that you would like to talk about sometime on my show here? Talking the real WOOP Sasquatch encounters. Right. Where's my title here? Should be on here somewhere. Right. Okay. Let me find something to play here for a second while we wait for Michael to show up. All right. Okay, hold on. Video file. Here we go. Okay, let's find something to play quickly. All right. All right. We're not going to do that. We're going to play something here for you. As soon as it comes up, yeah, this was our home base I was filming from. We had some destruction going on. Right. Right. I have a recent video I made, some film. I haven't made a full-length video yet to present. I will be shortly. Of what it looks like now compared to last year and the year before. We've been filming here for the past 4 or 5, since 2018. 6 years, right? We do research for signs of cryptids in the GTA, Toronto, Southern Ontario, right? And also investigate Sasquatch encounters or sightings locally or internationally. You need answers?
Hey folks, it's Scarboro Sasquatch here today.
We can check out your encounter.
Checking it out.
Right.
May 2023.
And I have investigated a couple on-site investigations with Sasquatch. And had an encounter when I went to an investigation. A true encounter. Yeah. That blew me away. That was 30 years ago. Alright. So.
Alright. Check it out. Something looks strange this year.
Just wait.
Disease in the trees or something. Trees. A lot of bare trees everywhere. They sprayed last year with toxic signs down here by the creek. So, by the creek, yeah. Check it out. Let's go across here.
Cool.
Area.
Yeah.
Way up in the canopy.
That was last
Hello, my
year.
friends. How are you today?
2023.
Hello. How are you? Thank you for letting us take your photo.
I can't believe how many trees they cut down last year.
Thank you. Much appreciated, my friend.
Infestation, some kind of fungus from China.
Yeah. Doggy doo-doo. Yeah, that's not right.
I guess through the shipping containers, wooden pallets, or whatever.
Check it out, my friends.
Got airborne. And,
that's a little she's a creek. Ooh.
Man, I don't know. They had they were experimenting. You know, it was really thick in there, man. Like the foliage was thick, but it also stagnant. Did it contribute to the downfall, the disease of the trees, in that, or contribute to possible portal activity and more cryptids that they sort of peeled back the layers and opened it up. Like when we grew up in these areas, it's like, you know, we went to school and in these areas and played in these parks and hung out around here and different areas, right? Lots of people traverse these areas. They used to be open. You could see right through them. Okay, there was nothing hidden back in the 70s and 80s. And then slowly in the 90s, people started complaining about noise from these areas, these suburban parks. And so more concentration of density, they decided to concentrate the foliage together and make it more dense, block out some of the noise, which probably contributed to more insect infestations, possibly funguses, you know,
check it
tree
out, my
blights,
friends.
all this other nasty stuff. Yeah, I don't know.
Weird.
You'd have to get, I don't know. You have to find people into forestry and stuff.
Wow, eh?
To
That's
get some
incredible.
good answers here.
I know.
I'll look into it one day soon.
Yeah, it is. Just hold on.
Right.
It does, but hold on.
We don't get too much information on our channels.
Yeah, incredible stuff.
You know, come forth with whatever. Right.
That is big. Yeah.
Go around, Ryan. It's right here, Ryan. Look at it.
That's cool, eh?
Yeah.
That's a big foot, eh? Wow. Giant.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, cool. No problem.
Gigantic.
Cool.
Wow, check that out. That's huge. Hey?
Yeah.
Hey, yeah.
Yeah, all right. Mike will be on here soon.
Yeah, we're
Just getting
gonna
some things
split
on.
here. Look,
You know, organized on his end there.
there's some kind of
Right.
disease on the trees. There's also a major tick infestation here. Already took half a
Just,
dozen off.
you know,
Peeled them
watch
off.
the video and wait.
Off my jacket.
No rush.
Here. Time to vamoose
Medicated
right out of
here.
here. This is all over, folks.
Great. The hands are sticking.
Scarboro's home-based research has been ripped apart. Well, check the old videos.
Hand sanitizer,
Folks.
organic essential oil.
The proof,
Sticky, it's rag and humid.
proof, evidence, whatever you want to call it.
All right.
Visual history is right there. On YouTube,
What's wrong?
Facebook,
Yeah.
in the groups. Check that out, man.
Check it out,
And
man.
women, check it out. That was
That's
all
we have,
closed in.
Sorry.
Wow.
Don't get it wet.
Incredible.
Sorry.
Wow.
folks. All right. Then.
Wow. You made a big trail here. That's amazing.
Amazing, yeah. Spies.
I will.
Yeah. Even now,
Check
it's
it.
even
I
worse,
checked it
man.
twice. So
I was weird there
it's
recently,
all
man.
over.
Oh,
Don't lean on anything.
just,
It's
I
bad,
don't
man.
want to
It's,
say anything
it's horrible
negative,
here.
but
It destroys. This place is
people
destroyed.
are like in your face now.
Wow. This
You can't
is so
get
amazing.
no privacy, like, you know, like a couple minutes to yourself to meditate.
Yeah, I don't see anything.
And that they're purposely,
Yeah,
they
okay.
see you, they purposely walk by to see what you're doing, right? And I don't appreciate
Right.
that, right? I'm trying to film,
Right.
I'm trying to
Wow.
have a little conversation,
Incredible,
make
yeah.
a video, and these people come and make noise,
check
break
myself
trees,
too, eh?
branches.
Yeah.
They're snapping branches right in front of you. Their kids are unruly. Not that we were anything special back when we were kids, but you know, whatever. We also didn't, you know, if somebody was making a movie, we'd have, you know, have to show some respect and give them some space if they wanted, right? But we also didn't go running up to them to see what they're doing. You know, I gave people space all the time, right? You know, later on when we were long-haired hippies, I mean, really long-haired hippie-looking dudes, yeah, people didn't come near us, right? But we weren't doing anything special like filming, which, you know, right? We're just standing around talking or whatever, playing frisbee or whatever, you know. Right? Nowadays, no, these people, it's like they're trying to claim the park or something as their own, right?
That was the paranormal spot.
Right? And it's weird. I'm not joking. It's really weird.
This area right in here is paranormal. activity.
Don't
Central.
say stuff like that. It's not funny. It's not funny, Heather.
Changed
Don't
up our
fucking say
place.
stuff, all right? Don't.
Yeah.
Okay. People
They
are.
follow Scarboro. They
you
check
know.
see what we do.
Don't do that.
That's why I don't. When you always have to be careful. Yeah, they follow, they watch. When you're onto something. Check it out.
Give me an allergy.
Thank you. Thank you for letting us film.
Take one
Thank
this
you.
morning.
Thank you. Wow. I'm shocked. I knew this was going to happen, but you get shocked when you actually see it happen. They ripped your place apart, man. Holy smokes. Incredible. All right, we're taking... Wild, man. No, well, we're going to get a spot, okay? We're on the other side. Yeah, on the other side there. Check it out, my friends. Hold on, let me... yes, let's adjust the focus here. All right. Check it out. Everything's being either pushed over or bowled over or whatever. This ain't no storm damage. I don't think. Look, I think it's purposely been split. Where are we? Check that out. I gotta get here on the other side. Wow. Spies. No, but the spies in the sky. You hear that plane? Yeah. You know, Scarboro's out filming. Again. We gotta find a new spot to go. You know, here, it's over. You know, sad but true. They cut down our spot. It was our home base research. They destroyed it. All right.
They didn't tear down
The fort.
They tear down all the good stuff, but they leave.
Join the show.
Where's the thing? The fireplace. Let's go have a look. Sure. All right. Huh. Weird. This is totally weird, man. I'm not used to this. This was...
Did I get it?
Just hold on. We're going to take a break in 2 minutes here. Quiet in here. Right.
You can go on.
No birds, no chirpers.
Go on the comments.
Wow. Noon hour. No. Check it out, yeah. Arches there. See those arches?
There's a bird. A bird.
What happened to Michael here? He said he had to go on another browser, whatever. Whatever. I don't know. See, sometimes it's hard if you're on Facebook or whatever. Hopefully, it can show up.
Somewhere. There's up on the ridge. Check.
All right. We'll check back in a sec.
Spies. No, but the spies in the sky. You hear that plane? Yeah. You know, Scarboro's out filming.
Yeah, the planes, the mystery planes. They don't, they're not flying over the park. Don't you fucking go in there? Yeah, sorry.
You know, here, it's over.
Who sent me a note?
Sad but true. They cut down our
We're
spot.
working on it. Getting closer. All right.
It was our home base research. They destroyed it. All right.
All right. All right. No problem. All right.
The fort.
All right. All right.
Tear down all the good stuff, but they leave.
Where's the thing? The fireplace. Let's go have a look. Sure. All right. Huh. Weird.
Right on.
This is totally weird, man. I'm not used to this. This was. Hold on. We're going to take a break in 2 minutes here. Quiet in here.
No problem.
All
All right. Sorry, folks. Michael's having some delay. We're having a delay with Michael coming on the show here, but he says he's still working on it. I have faith. He's in contact.
Yeah.
All right. No problem.
Check it out, yeah.
We have time. That's all we have is time on our side, I guess.
Arches there.
We'll present a good show. Anyways, this is almost finished. We'll just do no more about it. Great. Look at empty this ashtray, Heather, please.
Send somebody washing it.
Thank you.
Somewhere.
Needs to cure up more. It's damp.
Up on the ridge.
Don't leave this garbage here. I said, get rid of this. Please. Hold on. Show you something else. Something drier. Hold on.
Now that.
What's that for? Hold on. One minute. Let's retry this. It's humid out here. Right. Okay, right. Quiet. Where's my things? Come on, Tom. Let's go. Hold on. We'll check these. I had to re-roll it. Okay. One of those days. I said if I could said 1 o'clock. Right.
Yeah.
Whatever. No big deal. There's something else going. All right. That was it for that. All right. Hold on. Oh. Who's this? Never mind, Heather. Remember him? I'm just being lazy. Yeah. April Wine. This is for a Canadian show. Let's throw a Canadian band. Good old April Wine. Remember them? Here. One thing that burns. Good. You know, not always a high grade there. It needs to cure up a bit more. Fresh. Damp, and then it doesn't burn good when it's so we're gonna burn
Miles good one.
That's the
April Wine. R.I.P.
Right,
Sorry, he just passed. 75 years old. The voice of April Wine. Yeah, poor Miles.
Yeah, I like the rock.
Miles,
roll.
Right
What's the Sasquatch
like
down
the
there?
rock. Wow.
I'll talk about one in particular today.
Good one, right there, folks.
You know, I do. I can wake up and or whatever, man. It doesn't matter what time of day. I've had several encounters, and it comes to my mind.
Remember
You know, when it's here, the word Sasquatch, all of a sudden an image comes to my mind. A big hulking dude walking across the street, the road, the highway, 8 feet tall, big barrel chested. Yeah. Okay, barrel chested. Hold on, while I'm rolling this joint here. right? Barrel chested, I tell you, incredibly. About 800,000 pounds, whatever, huge, big arms, huge legs, okay? And it was what freaked me out was he wasn't that loud crossing, there was that boom every time he took a step, right? And that you could feel it, right? It was incredible because the way he turned and looked right at me, right? The same like exactly like he's doing the patty walk, okay? Yeah, you know that one, the Patterson film, the patty walk, yeah, with the head and the legs up and the same movements, tune, yeah, incredible, okay, folks, to witness that. Right? I stopped my vehicle right in the middle of the highway. There was no other cars coming, which I couldn't believe. Right? I was the only one there for 15 minutes on a regular used highway. Right? No other car came by for 15 minutes, which was phenomenal. I was parked right in the middle of the highway there. The thing was 20, 30 feet away from me, walking diagonally across the highway, slowly looking at me and sending me telepathic message, mind speak, saying, right, don't be afraid. Yeah, okay. I'm trying not to, but he's a big dude, man. I was scared as right, man. He could easily rip my truck door off and drag me into the bushes with him, right? That was incredible, right? That was one of my most phenomenal encounters, right? To see that, daylight, right? Yeah. Wow. On a long weekend, yeah. You know what's crazy? I had to leave my friends, right? And told them I had to go, right? Just before the encounter happened, like a 15, 20 minute or half an hour before I left the park where we were camping and having a good time with my friends. They were begging me to stay. Okay. But no. Now what? Hold on. Oh, there he is. No. Ah, come on. Let me remove this. Keep thinking. All right, whatever. Who sent me a message now? Hold on, guys. Sorry, it's not working. Installed Chrome, and now it will not let me use my camera or mic without crashing. All right. Great. Great. Yeah, I know. Sorry, I'm on you. Sorry, it's on YouTube. Sorry. I'm on YouTube. All right, no problem. All right. If you can't make it, all right. Okay, no problem. All right, no problem. No problem. We'll try again some other time. Another time. Thanks for trying. All right. Thanks. Thanks for trying. All right. Thanks. All right. All right. Hold on. All you gotta do, hold on. Where is he? Just go, just go, just go to YouTube. Click on the live. Click. And I will put a link in the comments. All right, and should be no problem. Should be no problem. All right, all right, all right. It's done. It's done. Just waiting for you to show. Just it's done. Right, right. All right, we're having some technical difficulties on Michael's behalf. There, part. I don't know. Trust me, I went through a lot of stuff trying to get on and do this and that when I first started. I was not very tech savvy, right? Computers were new and all the how to operate them and all this other stuff. I was lost. I didn't have much help. I had to learn everything myself. Everything from learning to use a computer, a camera, everything. All right, how to do this, that, make a video. Nobody showed me nothing. I learned everything myself. It's not, as best as I can. I know, whatever. I never learned this in school or whatever. I'm a latecomer to the field. 10 years ago, I ordered a computer and that was it. Boom. I had to learn, right? That wasn't, and I had some tech difficulties right from the start. All right. Whatever. I don't know. From not getting the right help, when I was asking what kind of computer to buy and this and that, I wasn't getting very honest answers from my friends. They were useless, okay? Or they were jealous or didn't want you. I don't know what the big stink is, you know. I asked them what's a good computer to buy, and this and that. I didn't tell me nothing what to look out for or what kind of features it should have, right? So whatever, man. Incredible. Everything it was a learning process. It's still every day is a learning process, right? And stuff, right? We're surviving out there, whatever, right? I could have chose a better name for my channel. I had a few names that people then decided to use later on, whatever, and that I could have used those names. I decided not to. I don't know why I chose my local name here because I wanted to be identified. I didn't want to say I'm Bigfoot Canada or whoever or this guy or that. No, I wanted to be identified, right? Just because even my as a Scarboro Sasquatch station, right? So Scarboro, we're from Toronto, GTA, okay? So we're local, this, that. And some people have a pickle up their ass because we're from Scarborough, Toronto. Well, fuck you too, hillbillies. Fuck you, okay? Right? You're not showing support on our channel, okay? What the fuck, right? A lot of times I don't get invited up to do interviews or research or this or that. These guys are all afraid of the big dude from Scarborough, Toronto. What the hell? Even the locals here, they're afraid of you. Okay, what the hell? Open up, folks. Let's get with the program. Okay, yeah. Like I said, any investigations that I ever did or that, we're all from local people here who had connections up north, right? And that. Otherwise, no. No one fucking. I've had my channel for years now. I never get nothing say you need to come up here and investigate this and that. No, they suggest it sometimes, but they're not serious. They never ever send out an invite. And if I have to go and actually do a proper research and this and that investigation, I'd be charging anywhere from $500 to $1,000. Okay, I ain't doing no freebies. No, I don't got time for that shit. Okay, you want to know what's really going on, right? I have over 50 years experience. Okay, don't be fooled by these other people who claim to be professional Sasquatch, invest this or that. They're full of shit. Okay, they don't know fuck all what's really going on out there. Okay, they claim they can communicate or this or that. Yeah, sure you can. Okay, I can. Yeah, I have communicated with the Sasquatch, but not every day. I don't give them hugs or anything like that. That's bullshit. You might want to believe that yourself, but no, there's no such thing as you might be able to hug your spiritual Sasquatch, but not a real live one. No, they don't want you touching them. Hey, I don't. But I've seen them spiritually and dimensionally touching, you know, female's hair or their feet or something. I don't know. Right? I don't think I've ever been, they haven't touched me. No. Other than the one I first met. He did touch me, right? To let me know. He was interdimensional. So I could tell, like I could understand what he was doing, right? And that he was right in front of me. Like right in front of me, right like 2 feet in front, not even. He was right there. I was touching him, basically, right? My knees were touching his feet, right? Where I was sitting in the chair. Yeah, he was hovering above the ground, right, at knee level. And yeah, he reached down, he put his hand on my shoulder, okay, after he talked to me and stuff. When he asked me if I was going to say anything or this, that, and I said no. Because what happened to me when I was a kid. Okay, and I said something, and I got beat up by the fucking bully, the schoolyard bully. Yeah, I could have ran. He wouldn't have caught me. No, but I was there to protect the little dudes, the little people who were there, and gave them a chance to escape so they wouldn't be seen. I asked them to help me. They said they couldn't. They didn't want to get seen, right? And I understood after, and so I took the lumps. Well, they got away and went back into the portal. Okay, yeah, it sucks. I've had PTSD over that for fucking 30, 40 years, man. Okay, and slowly trying to get over that. I've been getting over that. That's the reason. The more I talk about it, it helps, right? Every time I get to talk about it, it helps, right? It's weird, like Oh well. I don't think Michael's coming on. He's having tech difficulties. He can't get on the browser, whatever. They have a channel on YouTube, the Pork and Bean Show, but I don't understand. It must be Brian Bland who's posting the show or something or whatever in Canada here, right? Michael's down in Georgia, USA. Maybe there's an issue with whatever, like whatever thing, whatever internet browser he's on down there, whatever. Yeah. Right. Shit. Things are different. Yeah. Some locally even. Whatever. I understand. No problem. Anyone else out there who has an encounter and wants to talk, is brave, right? Today. Sorry, I tried to bring a special guest on very short notice. Hopefully we can redo this. Right. I was on their show recently, right, with Arla. Right, and that other guy, Tom Cantrell, right, who almost gave a heart attack. Unfortunately, he disagreed with the narrative. But that wasn't my intention. I thought, whatever, man. I've done my own research on the Patterson Bigfoot and that. And I didn't get to. I said a couple things, man. I wanted to present way more, right? You invited me on that type of show. I should be able to have said a few more things, right? Not important. I wasn't going to talk about them today. I just want to talk about my own stuff, right? I'd have to specifically work on that, whatever, But whatever. Whether I have, edited lots of photos, right? And I've seen other stuff, right? I don't know. One, if Fatty is a female Bigfoot, right? Sasquatch, forest person, whatever you want to call him, Sabe, whatever. Now, if that's a real adult female with full swing breasts, okay, you better damn believe there's a fucking kid or two in the bushes or on the tree or whatever. I seen her reach up and put the kid up there. Okay, I don't care what anyone says. there's a kid. I don't take one up and put another one up, and that there's at least 2 kids. Okay, and they're also riding on her. How many kids does the Sasquatch have? How many other females are there? Is she the, the matriarch of the family, female, adult female? Is there any younger females, teenage or whatever? How many kids do they have? We didn't get any of that on the show. Just that Patty was a lone female Bigfoot, just happened to just be walking through there, no husband to protect her, no kids, nothing. What Tom Cottrell was saying, which I think is bunk. There wouldn't be full swing breasts, right? Like you're nursing, okay? No, they would be flat and more compact, okay? I don't see how, especially in the wild. Those, they only go out and in when you have kids, right? With milk to feed those kids, right? What do most animals eat? They eat mother's milk. They drink mother's milk. They what's that word called, Heather? They nuzzle or what? What's
Suckling.
Suckling, yes. Right? Anything like, 6 months, a year old will be suckling on the mother's breast. More than one, and I guarantee you, she had at least probably two young, very young kids. Don't know how many kids they have, whether it's like humans, 1 or 2, like, twins, possibly. Oh, wow. Look, there's Michael now. Wow. Thank you. All right.
On here, I got stuff going on. Let me see if I can.
All right, Michael. I see you made it. Thank you. All right. Thank you, folks. Thanks. I was praying silently that you would make it through somehow, right? Thank you. I really appreciate this. Take your time when you're ready. Anyway, so.
What a nightmare.
Oh, I understand. I've been through it myself a few times, trying to learn how to do these things, like to do a live show and even to go on someone's show. I remember years ago, I couldn't do it. I tried and tried. Oh, boy, I was so embarrassed. First couple times, a couple years back, I couldn't get on live, and I was frustrated, right? So somehow they made it easier these days, a little easier. And I remember there wasn't that many live shows.
It doesn't seem like it's the sound's not working for me. I don't know why that is.
I can hear you fine here. Can you hear me? No?
I can hear you, but there's this cross echo kind of thing.
Okay, if you need to turn off any other things you have on there, just leave only the StreamYard connection, if possible. Right? That would take away your echo. Just leave the only open, have the StreamYard link here open, right? If there's any other Facebook or YouTube, other things, you have to turn those off. Okay, any other things you have on Messenger, and we lost the feed. Shit. Hold on. Well, I don't know. I didn't want to lose him that fast. Hold on, he might be able to come back on. I was able to hear him, but I told him he needs to turn all the.
Plug back in everything now.
Yeah, but you get an echo, or sometimes you get like a double line or something, if possible. I was able to hear him fine, but he couldn't. I guess he couldn't hear us. Oh, here he's back. Okay, hold on. All right, he's back. Michael is back. Did you hear me?
Yeah, it's technical stuff.
Well, you sound much louder now. Yeah, it is technical. We got time. I'm patient. So are my viewers.
I can hear you, but the sound's all messed up.
All right. Let me see if I can try and fix something here. Hold on. I'll be right back. Audio. Hello. Test.
See what settings says.
Hold on. I'm testing here. Hello. All right. Reduce mic background noise. Hold on. All right. Hold on. Echo canvas. All right. Okay. Oh, see now. Hold on. All right. We'll try that now. Is that working better for you?
Testing 1, 2.
If I'm sound clear on this side.
I don't know. There's still some wild lag.
Wild lag.
Yeah.
All right. Let me try one more time here and see if I can fix that. All right, audio here. Let me see what
I
else.
think it's this new operating system. The
Okay. I think it might adjust after. I'm not sure. Sometimes, yeah. If it's a if reduce mic background, I've got the new. Okay, I got all that. Echo cancellations on. Stereo audio. Okay. On them. All right. Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. How's that now? Is that any better or no? No.
it's just wild stuff.
Oh wow. I don't know what to say. Hold on. Let's see one more time here. Let's see. General here. Orientation. All right. Shift. Audio avatars. Automatic. All right. Hold on. Audio. Echo. Hold on. Let me take the isolation. How about now? Is that
I just keep hearing you say the same things over and over again. It's
okay? All right. Let's. I don't know. Okay. We're here. All right. Hold on. Heather, stop. All right. Okay. So how you doing, Michael?
I'm doing okay, but I don't know if this is going to be a quality show with the technical difficulties.
You sound really good on our side here, right? I'm sorry if there's a tech, right? Oh, whatever. I don't know who this is. Right. Yeah, whatever. Anyways, all right. Was it help with the headphones? All right.
Test 2 1 2.
Sound good?
I don't know.
You sound fine on our end. Like, that's you're usually what we get. Perfect sound. I'm not even using headphones myself. I can hear you perfectly. All right. Oh well, let's just try something for a while here. All right. So where are you from, Michael? I know you're from Georgia.
I live in Georgia now.
Right. In the Atlanta area or close by there? Are you from the Atlanta region or
I'm in
like you
Savannah.
Savannah? Okay, Savannah, Georgia. All right. More towards the coast there, Atlantic coast. All right. Must be humid down there right now, right? So, can I ask the question? Have you ever seen Sasquatch?
I've
Bigfoot?
never seen Sasquatch.
Never. Okay. So how did you get into doing a Sasquatch show and all that? Like, what piqued your interest to go forward?
Well, I had all my experiences with Sasquatch has been spiritual. So,
Spiritual. Yeah. Okay.
um,
Like dreams or like visions or uh, I've had a few spiritual ones too. Like I channeling my spirit Sasquatch guides, and I'd get an image, but they're not like they would show themselves sometimes, but they're not solid creatures. They're like it's hard to explain. Like I tried on your own show there to explain the interdimensional thing. It's like I'm able to see them, with my eyes. They're and but the male Borm, his name was Borm, and I could never see him. I think maybe once or twice I might have seen, like a rough image, but usually he only made noise. Okay, right,
yeah.
right. Whenever I acknowledged like his presence and say hello, he'd snap a branch, right. And the next morning, this was at night, and the next morning I'd go out and look, and I couldn't find no branches snapped anywhere. So I always thought they might have made that noise
Yeah, the Sasquatch are pretty much metaphysical most of the time.
Right.
They're
Right.
very real, physical, but they like to be elusive.
Right. Like when the first time I got to see one, right, when I was 14 years old at scout camp, right, it came to me as the metaphysical, interdimensional being, right? And then the next day I got the physical encounter. Okay, so but they were letting me know that they do both. All right, so you think Sasquatch might be, an alien in a way that brought here by aliens, or an actual alien?
I think we're all made out of the same stuff,
Right,
which is
right. Of
spirit
course.
energy.
I
So
think we all
everything
come
from the
from
rocks
somewhere.
to the sun, the moon, everything's the same stuff,
Right, right,
just different shapes and forms.
right,
The
right.
first thing the Sasquatch did when I met them was they had me had a vision quest like with a shaman, and they had me talk to this rock for 3 hours.
Wow.
The rock told me the whole history of life on Earth
Right.
from the rock's point of view. Water and rock make life, and then that
Right.
life makes more water and rock.
That's all we
And it
had when
went
we
through
started.
every single level of evolution from one single cell little beings in the ocean to us. And
Right.
in us, our bones are the rock, and our blood is the water. So water and rock make life.
That makes
Yeah.
sense.
And they were telling me that because they want it's not about Sasquatch, it's about the whole picture, the whole thing, all spirituality, the
Right, right.
universe, the aliens, the other realms, spiritual levels, all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
That's what they want to let me know that they're just one slice of the pie and we're another slice of the pie, the elements, the trees, the rocks, the the air, everything is all conscious. And it's one big conscious field with all these different vibrations and stuff going
Right.
on.
Okay. That's
So,
good.
so my experience with them has been spirit on a spiritual level
Spiritual
and
level.
on a really high level. Um, yeah, they've given me visions and like I said, that was a shamanic experience that lasted for 3 hours, and it wasn't just 3 hours that one night. The next day, that rock kept talking to me. And he
Right.
started talking to me about how the water and rock people wanted to give humanity light, Light, like a light bulb. But
Wow.
they wanted to give us light. And then he showed me how that all the people back in the 1800s and when they were doing the making electricity and making light bulbs
Right,
and
right,
stuff,
right.
they were all coached by or given inspiration by the water and rock people. And
Wow.
so water and rock make electricity too, because you take water, and that's the first, electric generators were waterfalls, right? Water generators, and the rock was the magnets. This, magnetic things. And
Right, right,
when
right.
we put the magnet and the coils together, that makes the electric current. And then the electric current goes to the light bulb. Then that went on, So what they're trying to say is this whole thing is conscious. The light bulbs are conscious. Your car is conscious. Your computer, your phone is conscious. Everything's a conscious agent. Everything.
I believe that.
And
Yeah, I
so
do. I
that's
really.
that's kind of that's kind of was my introduction to it. So actually, my physical, like I've heard them. They've done all kind of things. They've given me presents and all that kind of stuff. But I don't go in the woods much.
Okay.
I don't have to go in the woods much. I mean, the Sasquatch are like, um, you don't have to go in the woods to see the Sasquatch. If you're listening to this show, the Sasquatch is listening through your ears too.
Yeah. Okay, Heather. We'll see you soon. Where are you going? Okay. All right. That's true. That's true, Michael. Right?
Yeah.
Same thing here. I've had them in my apartment. I've done the mind speak here, and it's strange seeing an 8 foot tall Sasquatch having to duck down to come into my living room and entered from the kitchen into my living room, and then sat cross legged right across from me. I was on the couch and he sat on the floor, and we're like, eye
And you
level.
saw
And
you saw him in the 3D.
yeah, 3D,
It
3D.
wasn't like smoke
No,
or
no, real
yeah.
solid physical creature,
Well,
but
listen, that
interdimensional 3D. Yeah, yeah.
and how did he get in your house?
He just appeared like no door open or anything. He appeared first in my kitchen, and then I seen him right and walked into my living room and came and just put his arms like this and just went and sat down cross-legged and then rose again up without having to push himself up off the ground. And I've heard that a couple times. People explain that part of how they can rise and
Well,
lower themselves.
you're a really lucky person because that's like,
Yeah,
there's I haven't heard of I've heard thousands of stories, but
okay,
only a few stories of Sasquatch showing up in the house. And
right.
then even if it's just for a few seconds, that's like a really big deal.
Right. But I got really upset after because he came to deliver me some bad news. Right. It's funny. My partner Heather just went downstairs now to do something. She's not here, so I can talk about this for a second or two. Oh, she's still here. But anyways, a friend of mine was trying to hit on my girlfriend, Heather, whatever, and the Sasquatch came to tell me. Right. And then the door knocks, and my friend is at the door, and then the Sasquatch disappeared. I lost the connection. I had to meditate to get him here. But yeah, he delivered some bad news. I was really upset for a long time, for about a year and a half, before I started to get over it. That I shouldn't have. And I'm saying I shouldn't be blaming him. Don't blame the messenger, because I've been in that same position afterwards. The Sasquatch gave me a message to give to someone, and I had some difficulty afterwards after delivering those messages. I didn't want to do it, but they were asking me 2-3 times, "You must do it for us." It was to do with their nesting ground in the winter. Somebody was intruding on their nesting ground. He was a friend, a human friend, but they didn't want him there. But he thought, whatever. Though they love me so much, they don't mind. No, they did mind. But I don't want to be the bad guy, in that sending the message. But I did it for. But a lot of times now, I say no, I don't do that anymore. Sending the messages forward, I guess I know I was getting negative flack back from it. I didn't appreciate it. I'm just trying to be nice, and they didn't want it. They had their young in that, and I know from past experience, they gave me a message. When their young are present, they don't want the humans doing certain things or interfering or whatever. They guard their young. Okay, so
Well, being not seen,
yeah,
is a big part of their laws, or it's not quite a religion, but it's like a big deal law, because if you're seen, then if
right,
you have one Sasquatch that's seen, that's gonna bring attention to a whole side of a mountain, a whole mountain range. There's a whole
right.
If you some towns close to a mountain, the whole mountain's going to be, everybody's going to really know there's Sasquatch up there. And then you got yahoos going up there looking for them and making noises and stuff. They don't
Right,
need that.
right.
They're actually vulnerable. As big as they are, they're vulnerable. I mean, they can
Of
be
course.
shot at.
Oh yeah, and like I said, most of my encounters they searched me out. I didn't have to go traversing through the bush looking for them. They came to find me. Whether it was
You
roadside.
can be in your backyard, your front yard. You can
Yeah,
be in
yeah.
your house. You can be going to work. That was my friend uh, McCrae. They bother him at work all day long.
That's right. They walk. Who's that? Said that? Prince or King. They walk the streets, backyards, apartments, and complexes.
Yep.
Right. Oh
Yep.
yeah. Oh yeah. I believe that. Right. I've seen enough videos and stuff and stories and that. I believe it. Yeah, but when we were kids, we were told, like I'm from Ontario, right, Southern Ontario, but we were told no. Back in the late early mid 70s, even the beginning of the 80s, Sasquatch was way way up in deepest, darkest Northern Ontario bush that you couldn't traverse to. Like, yeah, it was like thick canopy, all that. No, now every time I had an encounter, it was always in Southern Ontario or near a major city or urban place or something, right? It was never going way out in the middle of nowhere, right? Now,
If you wanna tell your guests of the people who are watching your show, if they wanna get good signs of a Sasquatch, go to any public park, like where like
right?
trail, like a walking trail,
Yeah,
like they have walking trails for waterfalls and then walking trails. You go to any of those places, from where you park your car, within 100 yards of there, walk around, you'll see tree breaks, tree bends over, like stick figures, and
right,
all that kind of stuff. You don't have to go because they want. There will always be a Sasquatch around where the people are, where the people walk.
right.
So
And I've been,
big state parks, camping areas, any of those things.
of
You
course.
walk around, they'll know you're there. Yeah.
Right. I do a suburban, GTA, like looking for signs of Sasquatch or other cryptids. And I find lots of tree arches, occasional glyphs, and those certain, sometimes the odd print, or 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 certain, like I said, certain signs. wood stick glyphs a lot of times, or even I can sense portals. So there are portals. So I believe in the portals. I've experienced the portal since I was a young kid, 7 years old. When
Well,
I see that,
that's they're connecting to you because you have these psychic abilities. It's
right,
it's it's more comfortable for them to be with you
right. They've
because you
always
have the psychic abilities.
Yeah, they've always said to me, "Don't be afraid, don't be afraid." They've always wanted more from me or to tell me more. And I was like one of those people that I didn't want to be in the army. I didn't want to join some biking. I didn't like the rules. I wanted to be free or stuff like that. I always like my freedom to be able to walk away from any type of situation. I didn't want to be tied down and be hammered by rules other than decent living type of rules, society's rules, don't kill your neighbors and all that stuff, and behave as a human being should behave, whatever, get along with everyone, that type of stuff, right? But I never liked, like the rules, overbearing rules. Even the Sasquatch, they were trying to, I don't know, they were trying to guide me into a certain thing or whatever, but I was trying to be free from them. I didn't mind, seeing them here and there, but I think they wanted a little more from me. They were training me, I think, you know, nurturing me and training me from a young age to be more. But I whatever. Nowadays, until I started doing the research 10 years ago, in that and opened up now. That I wonder if that's Hornets inside or whatever. Okay, more open now, right, and willing to accept whatever. Only and 20 years ago, I went once or twice. I only asked if I could see them, right after I got comfortable knowing that they were there and I could sense them and see them. I would ask if I could have an encounter, see them, and once or twice they obliged me, but twice I think, and came out of the bush and looked at me for about a minute and a half, 2 minutes, right before they went back in the bush, and I had to get back on the bus and go back, travel another few hundred miles, 600 miles from when I was up north. But I knew we were there, and I asked them too. When I'm coming back through in a couple of weeks, I went out west to visit, out to Vancouver to visit a friend of mine who was out there, and that whatever. I went out there, and then on my way back, I was in Ontario. When I seen him, I said, I would like to see you on my return trip. And they obliged me. So that was really wonderful that they did that. And, and the strangest was one time, my mom had some psychic abilities too. And one day we're at a farm, at a relative's farm, and she tells me, "Come out back. I want to show you something." Right? Because my mom knows, since I was a kid, I had the psychic abilities to see ghosts, other paranormal stuff. I've had some strange stuff happen, right? All kinds of weird stuff through the ages. I had to do some paranormal stuff. I had one time a relative was her house there. The ghost was pushing the ladies down the staircase. I spotted the ghost, and we had to take care of that issue and get the old lady to leave the house there. The ghost, yes, go to the light. So, anyways, he called me out, my mom, and we got to see a Sasquatch. But after she got scared, okay, when the Sasquatch came out, whether it was interdimensional or real, right? It was a 3D, But like I said, some people get scared after they have the encounter or see something and don't want to say they seen it. I was once in a car, and the Sasquatch crossed like 50 feet in front of us on the road, and the three of us in the car, two of us said we seen it. The other guy in the passenger seat said no, he didn't see it. Right, and you couldn't miss it, because I slowed right down. Whatever, it took a few seconds for it to cross, 10, 15 seconds. It took its time as I slowed down. And like I said, not everyone wants to admit, because they know their lives will change. So they won't say I've suffered, things,
Well,
whatever,
well,
that I'd be different. No, I suffered as a
you got
kid.
yourself on. You got yourself here doing shows. How
Yeah.
long you been doing shows?
Couple years now, on and off, 3 years. I had some health issues past 2 years. I
Okay,
got
but
better.
still, that's you said that you try to rebel against the Sasquatch, but you're
Oh
doing
yeah, that was like,
exactly what the Sasquatch wants you to do, is to do shows and just talk about your
yeah. Now I
experiences
do.
and stuff.
I've accepted them wholeheartedly, but for years I always had push them back. They were getting too close to me. Do you understand? I don't know. It's hard to explain. Back then there was no internet, no this, no that. I'm talking about 30, 40 years ago. I first seen them when I was 14. That's when I experienced the Sasquatch. Right, the little people back when I was 7. Right, and Sasquatch multiple times through the ages. Like, I'm 60 years old now, so I've had a few. Right, right, and I've had a few encounters. Like, since I was 14. A couple times. Some amazing encounters, and also like the strange woo that goes with those encounters. You know, because
That's the
I
woo.
was
The woo is where it's at. I remember when so back in 2012 and stuff, everybody was like, they're flesh and blood. They're flesh and blood. They're monkeys, right? And
right,
I'm going, that's not what they're showing me. They're showing me that they're complete. That yes, they're flesh and blood, but they're showing me all this other stuff, all this paranormal stuff, all this psychic
right,
stuff, and that's where the bread and butter of the Sasquatch are. If the
right.
more psychic abilities you have, the more they're going to be able to trust you and feel good about you.
Thank you. Yeah. That makes so much sense. Right. I guess, like you said, they always search me out. I guess I have like a beacon or something, because I have the abilities here and there, certain things, right? And I have like the strange,
Well,
the premonition.
the Sasquatch, a lot of people don't know this, and very few people talk about it. But the Sasquatch can read your Akashic record. They can read they can give you a whole life review. So from the time you were 7 or 14 years old, they stood in front of you or at sleep or wherever you were, they stood next to you and they read your whole life from beginning to end. They
Wow.
knew from a young age that you were going to get on here and talk. You're going to help them
Wow.
out. They knew you're going to get married or divorced. They knew you were going to get sick and get better. They knew all that stuff. A
Wow.
lot of people don't understand how deep, because they're in the other side. And the other side, everything's revealed. So they knew you from the time you were little. They knew who you're going to be, who you're going to marry, what kind of person you're going to be. And so that's why they can pester you for your whole life. As a
Right.
matter of fact, even if they, let's say the Sasquatch that you know now, right? It's entirely possible that they trust you now, and then they went back to when you were 14 years old and gave you an experience, because they are
Right.
not stuck in time.
Yes, I know
We
that.
think 14 years, 15 years, 16, 17, 18, 19, 60 years, right? We think it's like that. Sasquatch don't have to work like that.
That's right.
If they're friends when you're friends with them when you're 50 and 60, they can go back and then you're going to go, well, come to think of it, I had a sighting when I was 14. And it's like, you don't know whether they went from the future to the past, or they knew about you back then. There's no
That's
way of
great.
telling. But
Yeah,
that's
I
the
really
most.
believe that. I really do. I taught you explained it perfectly. I have a hard time explaining that, but it makes sense. Yeah, and I've had, and they've shown me a couple things, right? And it's weird that I got the deja vu where I'm experiencing it again later on in life, and I go, where did I see that? I need more people like you, in a get together, with no pressure to come up with past memories sometimes, and that it helps, you know, when people are who really do know about Sasquatch, it helps retrieve some of those memories, as you're sitting there physically, not hypnotic, but physical, like you're letting your subconscious come forward. You know what I mean? And I had some good revelations last year of experiences I had, during encounters and that were very deep in the mind. Until it was strange. Like I had physical encounters, getting the mind speak, where told to I'm with somebody and telling them to have to send that person away 50 or 100 feet away, right? Because they want to talk to me, right? Alone, nobody else. They don't want anyone else to see them. They're not allowed to see them. Only I was allowed to see them. So sometimes, so I was talking about this on my last show. What happens when you're with your partner, your wife, or a partner, whatever, for 10, 20 years, and you've been looking for Bigfoot, Sasquatch, and all of a sudden you get that telepathic message and told to send your partner away, and only they want to talk to you. How's your partner going to react? Like, first he has to oblige you and walk away, right? But how are they going to feel after when you get that experience and they miss out? You know, that's why I see a lot of couples out there, going out doing this and that, and sometimes it's really hard.
Yeah,
You
but
know,
they know you and they know
right,
your partner, and your
right,
partner, maybe their partner wasn't ready for it. You know what I mean? Because just to have an invisible Sasquatch right here, right?
right,
That's
right.
more than a lot of people can handle.
Yeah, of course,
You know
of
what I
course.
mean? And a lot of Sasquatch they don't. It's no problem for them to be standing. There could be a Sasquatch right behind you and right behind me, and just listening to everything we say or looking out of our eyes. I'm telling you that's what I'm saying is the woo's the way to
Right.
go. Because that's what's going to save humanity. In the end, it's not going to be government and military, and it's not going to be education or anything. It's going to be us evolving.
Yeah, it's funny because I have evolved myself. I had to overcome severe shyness and stuff when I was a kid through the ages. Even just to get on here, I had to fight through all that other stuff. Make myself presentable. You know, talk properly, all that instead of street stuff, and whatever. I had to present myself
Well, I tell you,
decently.
people who are psychic and have they don't necessarily have an easy life, because we
No.
got we had this thing called the Spanish Inquisition, right? We had this
Yeah,
thing called
yeah.
the witch hunts, right? That
Right,
went on for 400 years, and they were taking people like you and
right.
ladies and people who are sensitive, and they knew about herbs and stuff, and they're
Of
doing
course.
natural healing, and they were killing those people.
Right,
Okay,
right.
and they were killing those people all the way up until the witch trials of the Boston witch trials, right? So that
Yes,
was,
yes.
we were in America already. So
Right.
we have this history of condemning and ostracizing and humiliating and wanting to beat down people with psychic abilities. But that's the direction we're going.
Of course. Of
You
course.
know, I was listening to Grant Cameron. You know Grant Cameron? You ever heard of him?
Yeah, I've heard of them. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a UFO guy, and I'm a UFO guy too. I was
Right.
a UFO guy before I was a Sasquatch guy.
Right.
So, but he this guy wrote about 12 books, right? And he wrote these books on the people who came to him. These a bunch of people came to him who flew spacecraft around, right? They get
Right.
abducted and then they get in and they say, "You want to fly? Where you want to go?" Right? So they say, "Yeah, I want to be a pilot." And there's like 9 or 12 of them, something like that. In each story, these people get in there and they form out the idea of where they want to go, and then they just blink, they're going over there. And then Grant would ask them, "Well, where was the motor?" And they said, "I never saw a motor." None of those people who are flying those spaceships ever said that there was a motor.
That's funny. I had my own UFO encounter in the backyard here, close by to where I live, my friend's house, right? And same thing. There was the three metal boxes there, right, who were hovering in the air and flying and going up and down. And I'm like, how are they doing that?
There's
They're
no
square
motor.
shaped, and I couldn't hear the motor. I
That's the
heard
whole
like a
point.
word, like maybe a fan, but I didn't see no exhaust, nothing.
That's
No
the whole point.
downdraft, no up,
That's
nothing.
the whole point. There is no motor. Well,
Right.
how are they
Somebody said it's
doing it?
magnetic drive or something. Yeah.
There's no
Magnetic.
magnetic drive. It's
It's mind
the
hovering.
spirit.
Yeah.
It's the spirit. Just like
Telekinesis or
like
something.
you said, you said you can see portals, and I have a friend who she used to open portals, right?
Right.
So,
I can't
there's,
open them. I can only see them. Right.
but even so, I'm just giving you an example.
Right. Right.
So these guys can, so that these guys are sitting on the aircraft, I mean on the spacecraft, and human beings, they got them hooked up, and he just says, "I want to go to the Milky Way, see it from the top," and so just like in a second, he's there,
Right.
looking out, right? That's the
Wow.
power of us, and the Sasquatch are right there with us. You know what I'm saying? The
Right.
Sasquatch are teaching us about invisibility, about cloaking, about mind speak, about
Right. Right.
energy
I've
healing,
had
about
several
energy
lessons. Yeah.
healing and teleportation and all that kind of stuff. And apports. Apports means when you take like something like this and just drops out of the.
Right. Right.
You know, that's an apport. If it just pops up in your hand, that's an apport. And that's all psychic stuff. And we got to learn that, because the dark guys who are in control of this unit, this world, they're doing dark things.
Of course they are.
But eventually we're going to learn how to put a kibosh on it, kind of stop all that stuff.
I hope so.
But that's why that's the most secret stuff there is that's why the Sasquatch are hunted by the black ops people, by the dark government, because they don't have a government. They have huge psychic abilities. They don't need anything from anybody, because they can find their own food and they can have their own babies. They can live the way they want. You see what I'm saying? And the Star Nation's the same thing. They don't want to tell you about the Star Nation people, because they don't have any government. They don't use any money. They can get whatever they want. They can go wherever they want, and the government can't do shit for them. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. The psychic abilities, that's the way we're headed. And the Sasquatch people help. You know, I'm sure they help you because they talk to your mind, or they give you this inspiration to go to this place or go to that place. And you know, it's
a lot of times I could just watch a video or that, and I get messages sent to me.
There you go.
Right?
When you watch videos, everybody out there who's watching videos, there's a 90% chance that a Sasquatch is watching you watch videos.
Of
So
course.
they know what makes you excited. They know where you're at. You know what I mean? They know, and they give you a little poke. Look at this. This is a good one. and you go, "Oh, I watched this great video," but that you're not gonna take the invisibility away from the Sasquatch. There's just too many stories and too many stories of the magic
Right.
stuff that they do.
Of
But
course.
one of the
It's
greatest things that they do, I'll tell you, the greatest thing they do is they have this theory, that they have this saying. Again, they say, it goes, "The greatest love is the love you show." So the Sasquatch are always showing love. These people talk about, "Oh, I saw this tree bends or a tree break or I saw a glyph." They're showing love. You know what I mean?
right.
Always showing love. It's never your whole life. They probably never really scared you. They never scared anybody. You know what I mean? All around your friends.
One time I was followed and it didn't communicate, and I don't know why. I got a little scared. Yeah, that's great. Right?
Gift from the Sasquatch.
Right on. I've had a few gifts from the Sasquatch. I had a, like I said, I got my rabbit there wherever he's hiding in here. Bobo, where are you? Little dude. He's hiding somewhere in the house. It's hot here. But anyways, yeah. We were gifted that rabbit there, because we had some sorrow, and then they felt our love and sorrow for our pet, and they obliged us and was able to replace that pet with another one who's dude, where are you? What? He's hiding somewhere. Staying cool. I have to go look for him. He's
Yeah,
usually
so
hanging
that's one of the things. If you want to look about Sasquatch, try to look about where they show love. And it's if they give you
out.
a
Yeah,
rock or a feather, they're showing you love. You know what I mean? And it's like
for
you
sure.
got this 12-foot guy or an 8-foot guy is like 800 pounds or something, showing you love, giving you a little rock or giving you a feather, just like, but
Right.
it's like
Marbles. Oh, we've had
it's
that all kinds.
marbles or yeah,
Yeah.
or quarters or you know
No, I have
anything.
my three Sasquatch guys. Isha, Risha, and Borm. Isha the mother, Risha the young one, and Borm. An etching on my balcony cement floor there. I tried to scrub it. I didn't know what it was. And I'm looking, I'm like, holy smokes, it's the three of them, in proportionate size, right? And I said, holy smokes, how did they scratch that? So I'd come out, every time I came out at my door, there they were, staring right back at me on the floor. And then they came and did some cement work and that and painted over it and that. But for 2 years there, they were there staring right back at us, and that. And I'm like, wow. And I tried to get rid of it. I couldn't do it, in that. So, and other signs, I got pictures in my house, then miniature size, dimensional, interdimensional, metaphysical, whatever, playing with my other rabbit, right? The one they gave me, little Bunsy there, the little one was Risha. I caught it right in front of me, caught it, throwing it up in the air. He was invisible. I couldn't see him, right? He was cloaked, but he picked him up and tossed him like 2 feet in the air, straight up and down. The rabbit's looking at me. What's going on? And I'm like, it's their friends, the Sasquatch. I said, Buns.
Yeah.
And
Well,
he was okay, but he did it like 2-3 times to him, right? And that, but he was sport. He was a good sport about it. He didn't take off or whatever. But I seen it right in front of me, right? Happen straight up in the air, man. It was wild.
I've had them drop a live rat out of the air, just poop from about chest high down to the ground, a live rat right in front of me. So I mean, I could definitely could reach out and touch the Sasquatch if I was, and he was invisible, and the rat didn't know what was going on.
Right.
That's happened a bunch of times like that. But again, I don't there's no way I can show them that kind of love. Do you ever go over to your buddy's house or your sister's house or father's house, somebody, and then draw a picture of yourself on the concrete? You don't do
No,
you don't we don't do that. You know what I'm saying? But
no.
or drive across 200 miles from one location to another to give you a little rock or some
Right.
sticks or something. That's the amazing thing. That's the thing to focus in on is the love that they show.
Right.
So they've given you all these kind of experiences, and now you can talk about it for years, right, on the show.
Right.
And
I'd like to give a shout out to the Prince Arcane and a big hairy spider dude, Joe Winnett there, right, on the chat line there. Some there's stuff they're writing here. Cool. I heard the sound of a goose as I walked past their nest. 2 hours later, saw a video that said they make geese vocals. That's what's funny. I heard the geese going by, and I'm waiting for them to show because I filmed them, and they didn't show. I only heard the noise, right? And I was down at the park, right, just a couple months ago, right, and I seen the geese fly over, go into a cloud bank, and not come out. I said, "What was that all about?" And then the trees, the canopy, only starts shaking right where I am, and the feel like the air pressure and the air currents going through in that. But I watch the other trees, and they're still okay, right, my immediate area. So they're walking with
well,
us.
I love that when you've got like a bunch of trees and one tree shaking,
That's
and there's not enough wind, right? You
that's
can
right.
tell
That's right.
because if there's a wind, you can see that shake way over here. There's another one shaking, but with just one shaking a little bit, that's
Yeah.
that's a personal hello. That's a personal
Yeah.
look here.
And then it's funny. I was in a certain area. They didn't want me there because I was trying to do something, and they directed me to go back to this other area and that. And then they showed them again, like the tree shaking and all that. And I was like, wow, okay. And I had to do something, and I did it. That's where I had my recently. I filmed and did my Sabe healing ceremony, which I want to say thank you, Michael, and your partner Brian Bland, for that time I was on your show, and I got the healing from the Ari clan, right? The Sasquatch, they're the Ari clan. I was on your show. I was really sick. I was having real bad medication interference. I was prescribed some diabetic medication, but I wasn't diabetic yet, or something, whatever. And my body rejected it. I got really sick, and then I didn't know what was going on, and I was like going down, and I was sitting on that right here in that chair, and they saved me somehow. They gave me some enough energy and healing to last a few months, okay, and also my mind to think. I go, oh God, I got to get off this stuff, right? And I stopped, and they did. They helped me out big time, and and I got healing a second time, right, from them. I went on or whatever, something. I was there and watching a show one day on your show and the Pork and Bean show, and I got more healing from them, which helped me another couple months, right? Like I think the first time it lasted almost 6 months. The healing, it was really, really the first month. It was really intense, strong healing. Okay, and whether anyone wants to believe it or not, I was healed.
Well, I
From
believe
the
it. I believe it because
right,
we were just talking to Tom Cantrell a couple of days ago,
right,
and they did sort of open heart surgery on that guy. They
right.
worked on him for 8 hours one night,
Wow.
and that
I know.
kept
I
him alive.
apologize. I didn't mean
That
to
was
make it
10
hard.
years ago. And this guy, he's not doing too good, but because he's got to be in a wheelchair and stuff.
Right,
But they kept him alive for 10 years when he should have been dead. And so,
wow,
yeah, I totally believe you. And they'll look out
right.
if they like you, they're going to look out for you.
For sure, for
And
sure.
again, and the same thing with the Star Nations, they'll look after you too. But again, that's just a show of love. You know what I mean? Who does that? And you got to
Right.
say, who does that in this world? You don't see a dentist fixing people's teeth for free. You know what I mean?
No, that's right. And you know what's funny? The Star Nations, yeah. I remember years ago in my early 20s, I was having like almost like MS type of issues, right? Which my sister has MS, and I was scared. And I looked to the stars and I asked for help. Okay. And I got some, and they helped me out somehow. And that kind of issue went away. Okay. There. And I think I asked twice, right? Remember, once or twice over the years and for help, right? I prayed and also asked the star nations, like the star people up in the sky. For some reason, I was looking up at the sky, stars and asked for help that one night, and I got it. They helped me out and prevented me from falling victim
Hey,
to MS.
that's a great story, and people need to hear that story.
Yeah, I'm trying to get
Yeah.
that written one day into my book. I'm working on, like, as we're talking.
But I mean, really, here again, and did they didn't come down with like a give you a shot or something. They came down and they put energy into you. It
Yeah,
was a
yeah,
psychic phenomena that they did, and it was powerful and it worked for you. Okay, and that's what
right.
I'm saying. That's the direction we're going.
Of course. It was great because it took a little while, but it worked. Whatever they did, it worked. And then
And now you got a story to tell about it.
and it was funny. I was on with a psychic once, and I didn't mention anything about this, and he came up with this. Like, it wasn't even on my mind, and he came up with this and said, "I asked, the star people that for help, and they gave it to me, for the medical issue." All right, and like, how the hell did he pick my brain for that one? Right, so that blew me away. Okay, yeah, okay, so I said, "Wow, how did you get that?" Like, 30 something years from 30 something 5 years ago or whatever. Somehow they know, like,
No,
but sometimes,
again. A good psychic will pick up things from your Akashic records. In other words, you have
right,
like you have like flashcards, right? So
right,
have your
right,
flashcards when you're a kid and when you got a bicycle, and then there's one when you were playing sports.
right,
These flashcards, right?
yeah,
And
yeah,
then
okay,
but so then you had a flashcard of when you were sick, and right, and he just picked up on that flashcard, right? And that was something they needed to be reminded of, or something like that. That's all. And the Sasquatch do the same thing, except they've got your whole life. They're super psychic.
wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
You know, thank you.
It is amazing, and people need to talk about this stuff, and they need to stop looking at Sasquatch like there's some kind of inferior anything.
Yeah,
I call them archangel class earth spirits. That means
cool.
the archangel, the power of archangels walking around in your the woods behind your church, or
Is that
in your public park, or out
yes.
there in some sanctuary.
Right. It's like I say, you don't need the physical Sasquatch. They're walking with you in spirit wise, spiritually.
Yeah.
They're walking with you in the woods there. You
And the
go to
star
your local
nations
park,
and the
they're
star
there with
nations are, and the angelic people are.
yes.
We got this trifecta going on. The near-death experience,
Right.
millions and millions of people have had it. It's a gift. And what do they find out? Oh, there's no death, and then and then I met my relatives, and life goes on, and it's beautiful. It's all about love, and I saw God, and right, all
Right.
this near death experience, right? So there's a near death experience, and then there's the ET connection, right? So that's the near death and the ET connection. Same kind of thing. People get upgraded, they get worked on, they get
Right.
vibration rises, they get downloads of information, and they start knowing things and understanding things that they never knew before, right? So they get upgraded. And then the Sasquatch come along, and they're like, the Sasquatch are like the star people and the angelic people combined. And so everybody wants to meet a star nation, or they want to go ride on a craft or something. I tell you, you're doing a lot better if you just walk out in your backyard or walk in the woods a little bit and try to connect with the Sasquatch people, because then you got the same level of spiritual power in
Right.
in the Sasquatch people than you got in the angelic realm, and then
Right.
you got in the ET, the advanced ET realm. So
I'm,
there's
I'm
a
like
trifecta going on there. And
right.
usually, like if you're a near death experience, you can be Sasquatch, and if you got an ET, you can be with Sasquatch. So there's a lot of people have multiple. Like I've had ET contact, Sasquatch contact, and Godhead kind of the angelic contact.
Right.
And I think that's the way we're going to go too. Or you have to go into
What's
that
funny
too.
is when I had my own near death experience back in '97 there, and afterwards, when I got out of the hospital, I had to go live in a small town to heal up and that, get away from some of the pollution and other issues, and then just try and regain, work back up my health or whatever. And what happened was I had a Dogman encounter, you know, that same month or whatever, a month or two after, a month after, roughly, right? Month and a half, and it was wild, but how it happened. But afterwards, I got hit with the infrasound, right? Like I said, like it felt like somebody was blasting a big foghorn at me, twice, and boy, it felt like everything was being torn inside me, right? But what was strange was I was having a lot of pain, internal pain from my guts. I tore my guts. I had a bleeding ulcer and some other stuff. I tore my esophagus. But instead of being crumpled and falling down, I felt more energized. I wasn't feeling the pain inside of me. It was weird. It was really weird. But it was also from a wolf howl from a creature. I sensed it coming. It was close. I sensed it coming, walking towards me. It stopped about 10 feet away, then blasted me with that infrasound. And then I got blasted a second time on the pathway up above, while there was also the two people who I said were probably my, what do you call them? Guardian angels came to help me, right? And they took a brunt of the infrasound, the second blast. They watched me get hit the first time from the pathway, and then the second time they absorbed it from me, because I don't know what it would have done to me, because I took a big hit from that infrasound the first time, and I said I couldn't even feel the pain inside of me. I was vibrating for about an hour after, like physically vibrating internally and externally,
How long did it take to get over it? A couple days?
Yeah, at least 3 days, I think. It went down in like slowly in levels, right? But yeah, and the guy and the spirit guy, or the guardian angels, the one guy says to the other guy, "If you got this under control, I got to go do something else." I'm not joking. And I stayed there, talked to the guy for half an hour, and we kept looking to the path, making sure this creature didn't come out, to where the public was. It was an isolated park with a walkway, like, a private walkway. But we kept watching to see if it would come out. But I don't know what would have happened if they weren't there to help me and absorb some of that energy directed at me. I don't know if it was good. I don't know, but it's weird because I did not feel the pain for a couple days, and it sort of healed my guts up a bit, because I couldn't even bend down to tie my shoe or nothing.
What happened to your guts and was that before this?
Yeah, before, and I had to go. I was in the hospital for
you had medical body issues before.
Yeah, it was building up for a couple years. I was taking Gaviscon or something. It was foaming it up. It was the wrong medication, or I had stomach acid, severe anxiety. All that was building up. I didn't know how to express myself. Pressure and keeping it in. It was boiling up. And that. But now I learned.
I tell you that the number one leading cause of death is, in my opinion, is emotional
Stress,
unexpressed fear and anxiety and anger.
I had
to do that stuff puts your body into a fight or flight. Just remember, think of this. If somebody ever comes up to you and goes boo, and your body jumps like this, like that, oh, you scared me, right? Then they go boo. Well, that's what goes on, and in that second, right, all these chemicals get dumped into your body, man, and it's and so it can thin out your blood and make your heart raise your heart blood pressure and change your diabetics and all this kind of stuff that happens within seconds, right? So we think, oh, you get a bad piece of fish or a bad piece of chicken or something, you get salmonella poisoning, and that takes like 4, 5, 6 hours to hit you, right? But just the energy of emotions is instantaneous. It just wrecks your body.
Right. Of course, you get a chemical reaction immediately inside your body. That's not healthy.
And it goes on, because if you have anxiety, you have anxiety every day for years, and that wears your body out. That's what causes cancer and all this other kind of stuff, and
Right.
heart disease and diabetics
Of course.
and fibromyalgia and Crohn's, all this kind of stuff, right?
Right.
So when you actually clear out and balance out your emotional body, then your body has a chance to be
Of course.
expressing in health. But I like Dogman. I think Dogman is amazing, wonderful people. A lot of people are afraid that they're very aggressive, very proud, but they
I think
Dogmen
they guard the portals.
Dogmen don't go around eating people. That's just not true.
Yeah, I don't know about that, but I think they guard the portals or something. The portals. I think they help guard them.
I've heard that too. But I've
Right.
had them come to me. I've had a whole family of them come to me. That was pretty
Again,
nice.
I've gifted them a few times, food and other stuff, and they come and visit for years. They're sometimes they hide amongst the coyotes. Sometimes they're brave and come and visit in the middle of the night and howl right across. Climb up the tree and howl right across to my apartment. 80, 100 feet up in the air, off the ground floor, right? And I swear it was like right across, right? And boom, loud. And bouncing off my walls, loud. The sound. That back
Well,
then nobody would come out and investigate on
well,
their apartment.
my experience is if the Sasquatch like you and they checked you out, then the dog man wanted to come around and say, well, you're safe, you're a good person. So they'll come and look at you, and if they look at you and you're good, then they want to be buddies too. So Sasquatch and Dogman can be good friends with humans, both of them.
Right. Yeah, yes, but there was a lot of stories in the past where they supposedly they were at war with each other or fighting, and maybe it was a certain kind of dog man or something. But the ones I've met lately are being pretty friendly. So, and I've seen them in the park, whether dimensionally or in the odd physical one there. They shut my camera down. They didn't want me to film them, right? Yeah, first time I ever experienced that. My camera being drained after 4 years of filming, instantly drained. With about 10%, and then foolishly I turned it on. I lost part of my footage. Later, I did show it on the internet on my channel. Then the next year or two, whatever, the government tore apart that whole section where I had shown the dogman and also the cat people, right? The interdimensional cat people there, and yeah, they tore out that whole willow tree, clump of willow trees. They tore it out.
I never messed around or felt a cat person, but I had one lady was a psychic lady told me that I had the time we were talking on the internet like this, she said that there was a lion-headed lady, a lion-headed lady
Right.
behind me. So it's a lot of people don't know that, but almost all these there's lion people, there's dog people, there's lizard
Right.
people, there's a goat-headed guy, there's a
Yeah.
goat man. So there's a lot of stuff out there that
Sure there is. I
again,
was shown.
we're just not tuned into it. One
Right.
day we
I
will be.
was shown from the little people, and the fairies showed me how a goat man might be created. Okay, in that it's hard. It's magic, right? It's humans are turned into goat men. I was told and shown, right, from a friend's video. Okay, an image, and I have the pictures I've shown in my group and stuff. I sort of believe that, you hear some of the stories about so they did something wrong to the little people and were turned into a goat man, a person, right? Whether you want to believe that or not, I don't know. I would like to hear more stories on that, but I was shown that goat men are created by magic, okay? That humans might be turned into them. That's one story, one thing, but I don't know. I would need, somebody else to verify the experience or
Well,
know.
here's the thing. Again, I'll go back to Grant Cameron. Grant Cameron was talking about these different ET people, right?
Right.
And they would ask these guys. They say, "Well, who are you, or like what planet do you come from?"
Right.
So it said, "Are you extraterrestrials?" And the guys would say, "Oh, you want me to be an extraterrestrial? We can do that." And you know, this it's like there you have these beings just that
Right.
are just powerful consciousness, but they
Wow.
can present themselves in any way that they want. And there's other beings who can make you look any way they want. You know what I mean?
Right.
And
Right.
so, and with the little people saying, "We made this guy into a goat man," you know, to me, it's like you get powerful spiritual beings can do that kind of stuff.
Well, I believe it.
All this stuff that we see in 3D world is actually very flexible. It can be, it can be, you know, there's because if you're going to go on a spaceship, you're going to go right to your roof. You're going to go right out the window to get on a spaceship. You're not, you know,
Right.
you're not going out the front door, locking it, making sure it's locked, and you know, no, you just go right.
Right. When I seen those three craft there, you know, the small craft there, you know, whether they were drones or whatever, you know, and this was like at least 12, more than 12 years ago, right? And not, but I seen them in two different places where one was at my, where I was working on the garden at my friend's place, just down the street where I live. It's still there. And the other place was where my father had a garden. My father's garden, right above my father and his garden. Okay, the next couple of days after I seen them, they were there 2-3 days afterwards at the same, and nobody could see them on a main street, cars going by, a family restaurant right there, the big bay window. Nobody could see them. Only I was seeing them, you know. So, but my dad, he was there in his garden, but he could. I don't know if he could see them or sense, but he didn't know they were there. I was there. I was looking up at them and that, and wonder what the heck do they want with my dad, right? And after that, you know, he passed away from cancer about a year or two later. After that, so maybe they were trying to tell me something or do something. I don't know. I'm not sure. But he got cancer after that and, or whatever, you know, and I don't know. I don't know if I can equate that, you know, but they were there. Like, you know, so like connected to me. They weren't at any other spot, only family, you know, either myself or at my dad's spot. And like, what do they want? You know, why are they here? You know, and it was strange. And I did see them. I was, you know, the first time I went down, I seen them when they came down into the, you know, I seen them come down. You know, something was cloaked up there, whether it's a big craft or a portal or whatever. And I see them coming down, up and down, and then across to the backyard about 10 times. I made them, and 3 or 4 times I went back and forth on purpose, right? I was scared at first, and then I was walking up the street to go use a phone booth. My friend wasn't home. The door was locked. I was almost thinking about kicking his door in to hide. I was so scared at first, right? And then I got brave because I said, well, they're not attacking me. And they just kept doing the same maneuvers over and over, like a pattern in that at first, right? Every time I
Who was
left,
this? The
they
little
would go
people?
back.
Who was that? The little people or the Sasquatch?
No, that was the three UFO
Oh,
drones,
the drones.
right?
Yeah.
That were in my backyard watching me.
Well, you know, that's another thing. Size doesn't matter with those things because you can
Right,
have a drone, you can have a little ball like that big, and
right,
then next thing you know, you're going to be taking aboard that actual thing, and you find out it's the size of a football stadium on the inside. So it's like
right. Like
you
a
don't know how
Doctor
big
Who.
you don't know how big these things are. These lights flying around the sky. You don't know how big they are.
No, but I seen him like a dozen times, half a dozen times go up, go past, reach a certain point, and then disappear. It wasn't like partially; it would just disappear. Okay, and then come back. Whenever they were watching me, my movements. Every time I made a movement to go to the backyard, they would come back down. When I was leaving, they would go back up, and it was like reach a certain height. You know, every time it was the exact same height, and I checked that. Okay, and they would disappear. Maybe they're going back into the craft or whatever it was. I couldn't see it, whether it was cloaked or whatever. I couldn't see that, or if it was just a portal door. I'm not sure. but but it was always at the same height. Okay, they didn't go any different spot. They always went back up. But when they were at my parents' and my dad's garden, I just seen him just leave, but I didn't see him enter into a craft this time or a portal. They just disappeared and went somewhere else. So I was dumbfounded. So I couldn't. He went when and they had lights flashing. Each three of the units. There was one leader and two followers. Okay, and they had like a half a dozen or so light bulbs on top of the. It looked like almost like a microwave, but there was no windows. It was all metal, and they even tilted a bit so I could see. I didn't see no exhaust ports for a fan, anything like you said. Like I said, it might be just magnetic or mind, telepathy, telekinesis, whatever. The mind over, they're using their mind to fly the craft, or if there is even a physical being inside the craft, I don't know. It could be guided from above. Who knows? But what was strange was I could tell between the one craft to the other two that there was communication going on between the three of them. One looked like the leader, and two looked like the followers, and they were taking turns looking at me, coming down lower, and I'm digging up my garden. It's like end of May, beginning of June. You got to get your plot ready. I was airing out my garden, digging it up before I go get my plants and plant or seeds, whatever I was using, right? And I had a shovel in my hand. I said, I'm waving hello, but they could probably read my mind. And like what thinking, oh, don't worry, I'm not gonna, get you to come closer and smack you out of the air with the shovel. Because I'm thinking you might fucking zap me with some kind of technology, ray gun or something, but I didn't see no physical weapon. But I did see the lights flashing, different colored lights. Like incandescent type bulbs almost, but not quite. Different colors, like colors, not quite colors of the rainbow, but close, right? I did check that, and they were flashing on and off, on like sometimes it was a pattern, right? And they were flashing to each other, and then sometimes it was no pattern. I tried to write down the pattern later when I got home, and I said, "Forget it." I tore up the paper. I said, "No, forget it. I'm not going to boggle my mind on trying to figure this out." Right. So all I know is there was both patterns and non-patterns. So, and they took turns coming down closer and having to look at me, but only so close, making it like 20 feet above me. Me, I'm 6 feet. The shovel's about 6 feet. That's 12 feet. My arms a little, 2-3 feet, 15 feet. They stayed out of reach. Okay. 20 feet was the closest they came down. I think 20, 25 feet. They were usually up about 35, 40, 50 feet max at one time, about 50 feet I estimated. And then it came down. No neighbors. Neighbors used to spy on me all the time, wonder what I'm up to, and gardening, just vegetable gardening, whatever. But on this day, no, there was nobody. And it got dark, and those lights lit up the sky. And there was nobody. There's apartment buildings across the street. Like the neighbors right there, right behind me, her second floor bedroom window, faces right into my garden. I knew she was up there. She's hidden. The other neighbor, old mama there, has a garden. She lives all day in her garden. I'm calling for help. Nobody's coming to my rescue. I had all the neighbors spying on me at any different time, but on this day there was nobody to be. Mid-afternoon, late afternoon, mid to late afternoon. And they were there for about a good hour, hovering in the air above me after I didn't care. I gave up and went back I got work. I'm digging up my garden. They're watching me for 45 minutes, an hour, hovering, and nobody came out. Everyone's hiding or something. And I said, I'm surprised the cops aren't coming here or somebody, that nobody has reported this. I was really shocked. I said, is this one of those where I can only see this? But I swear it got dark in the sky and the lights lit up the sky. Like, in the backyard, that area. I said, somebody's got to be able to see this light exchange in the late afternoon. But no, nobody came. Everyone stared at me weird after that for the next couple of years. I had to go there and work on my garden all summer, next year and the year after, and try and keep a straight face and get these weird looks from the neighbors. They
Right,
never bother me again.
you have a lot of experiences there, buddy.
Yeah, but I had no one to tell though. That was the problem. I couldn't tell anyone
Well,
for years until
now you got
now.
your own show, so you get to talk about it.
Yes, thank you. That's the only reason. It took me forever to get you know, physically healthy. I quit smoking there end of December and that cigarette, so that made a big difference. And that I got more energy and stuff and doing better now. But I still need some repairs for some medical issues here and there. So right on. Hold on. Prince Arcane says, I believe that's the first 2 times I gifted Sasquatch Dogman took the food. Since then, a gift where Bigfoot leaves the glyphs, stating they are people. Interesting. Thank you. Thank you, Prince Arcane. And thank you, a big hairy spider, right, for your comments too. Thank you for being on here today and watching. Anyone else? Right? Thank you. Any questions? Any questions for my guest, Michael Harrel from the Pork and Beans show? Right? It's an amazing show today. I've learned a lot. And thank you, Michael, for coming on here because you understand, like, how I feel and understand, like, the Sasquatch. I don't say a lot of things sometimes, but, I watch your show and then and listen to you when you talk to your guests and stuff. And it's amazing, like I can connect and relate to everything, a lot of what you say, and learn at the same time. I'm not one of those guys who can say, oh, I know everything. I don't. I'm not. I'm not perfect. I'm learning as we talk. I learn.
Brian Bland and I have been talking on talk shows for like 6 years. We kind
Right.
of split up now because he kind of got a little burned out there, but he's sort of around there now. There's like 2 Pork and Beans. It's sort of like I'm taking care of the old Pork and Beans, and he's got a new one called Pork and Pappy or something like that. And he's doing
Oh, okay. I
doing
seen
good.
that. I wasn't sure what that was. Right. Okay.
Yeah, so he's just doing his own thing because he was
Right.
like rebelling from Facebook for a while. I don't blame him. Plus, he's got a really new house, and
Right. I seen that. I seen that.
he moved. That
Wife
was like,
moved in now and
it
all
was
that.
like
Yeah.
800 or 1,000 miles away from where he was. It's 800 miles, something like that. It's like a
Wow,
long
that's
way.
far. Holy smokes.
Yeah, he
Wow.
went from Vancouver all the way to Idaho.
Wow. He's in the States now? Holy smokes.
Well, no, you know where the top of Idaho goes up?
Oh, yeah. Okay. I see what you're saying.
He's the first town across the border.
Right. Okay. He went from the island over to the mainland, way over on just north of the border. I understand if we look on the map.
I think
Idaho.
Alberta is like whatever it is.
Right. I had I've been there to BC, Vancouver, and up in Whistler.
But we did the Pork and Bean show. What we did is we took the people. We tried to find the people who were friends with the Sasquatch people. There was the people who are friends with the Sasquatch people. They just got better stories. It's more real, and it's none of this conflict and stuff. And because if you're going to be friends with the Sasquatch people, you're not really afraid of them.
No.
Because they won't. If you're going to be afraid of the Sasquatch people, they're not going to come around. You might see them off in the woods sometime, but they're not going to come around and actually show you love or give you gifts and stuff unless.
That's right.
So the people who are friends with Sasquatch, there's a lot of people who are friends with Sasquatch, but it's not as many as you think. But yeah.
Right. And you have to have an open heart, like, a good heart, open heart, and a good mind, all that, like, and show love and that, and be, and share,
And they're hard to find because, it like, people who are friends with the Sasquatch tend to be really possessive of them, and they don't want to tell anybody where they are or what's going on.
Right.
They just want to keep it under the radar. So there's a lot of people like that. There's a lot of people out there who are friends with Sasquatch, and you will never hear about them because it's like they just keep their mouth shut about the Sasquatch business. Right. But then there's other people who are like, really, they've been friends for years with the Sasquatch and have great stories. And like you said, stories of healing and stories of awakening, stories of gifts and
right,
all kinds of stuff.
I've shared some of the things they've shown me and stuff, but I've also been told a couple times not to share certain things. It was like private information only for myself, and same thing years ago, a couple years ago, there was like this consensus for everyone was there, like we all had a key to the Bigfoot Sasquatch puzzle, so everyone to come forward and share our information. And but as usual, one or two people wanted to take over the whole information and then push everyone back, and some people got upset and said, "No, I'm not going to share my private information." And unfortunately, some of those people now are deceased, have passed on. Some of them were sick when they were on there, but thought it was important. They wanted to share what they had, but like I said, there was one or two individuals who tried to take over the whole thing, and it wasn't supposed to be that. It was supposed to be an open circle. Everyone could share, and vice versa. But it didn't work out. And then they said, "I'm not going to share my stuff, my private stuff." And then,
Well, there's actually I've been around for a while now. Back in the early days of the internet, there was actually paid government trolls, and they would
right,
hang out in the UFO community, and they
right.
would debunk and make trouble there. And then there was another whole group of them that were in the Sasquatch community, and they did nothing but raise hell and cause trouble and
I
humiliate.
remember some of that.
And
Yeah,
that was a real sad point. But eventually, those guys they just gave up, because you can
right.
only be so rebellious. You can't be like a redneck or something, because most people are not really rednecks anymore.
No, that's true. It's like
I mean,
I said,
there's too much proof of good stories of Sasquatch helping people out, or Sasquatch not bothering people for years, and
right.
you know.
Cool. That's right.
But
That's right.
still like violence and monsters, that sells a lot of views. So everybody's still on that monster train, Monster
Right,
Mountain,
right, right.
Monster River, Dead Man's Gulch, and stuff like that.
Of course, it sells books, it sells stories.
Yeah,
Of
but it's
course.
not. None of that's true.
you know Nobody wants to hear I had, well, I spent some time with the little people in the woods and we had fun and games. you know they want to hear the bad part or something horrible happened to you or
Even the
whatever.
Dogman business, like maybe the Dogman aren't as nice as the Sasquatch, but they're not ultra violent. And there's, you
No,
know,
I don't believe any of that.
if they were really violent, they'd be like big
Bloodthirsty.
big areas where there'd be no human beings allowed to go.
I still think that, some of these dogmen are reincarnated indigenous native spirits who fell during the wars back then and were reincarnated possibly
I
to.
don't know, because those Dogmen have been talked about around the world,
Oh yeah,
and then in different wars that human beings have had, they've
right,
had Dogmen soldiers.
right. I've
So
also seen the Anubis type in videos. One or two I have photos that their image is right there. Like metaphysical against the tree or whatever, or standing right there, and it's their image with the Anubis looking, from Egyptian times. And I'm like, wow. But I understand what I'm seeing. Okay, there's some kind of special port. Why is he there? It's a message for me. They're telling me something. I can see it. But you write it, you show it in your groups, and that, I don't know. Many people don't believe or want to believe or whatever, but I think Anubis is immortal, like through time, just like some of these Sasquatch and Dogmen.
we're all immortal. You're immortal. I'm immortal.
Right.
Everybody's immortal. Trees are immortal.
Our,
Everything's
our
immortal.
souls are immortal. Yeah. Like,
Yeah, it's this,
right.
this
Like you
we
said
got
about
this.
the past, those the witch hunts and that. I feel like that. Like I cringe sometimes. I feel like I was possibly, hunted down in the past and from my past lives.
You
In
would have
that,
been.
I do. That's why I don't ask about my past lives. In that, but I've also been told I've been on other planets, Andromeda. I'm from Andromeda, and Sirius, and I've been there and stuff. And also my Heather, my partner, I met her at these other places. Like we're connected from space. from past lives.
Yeah, and it's not just you. It's like there's millions of people, millions and
Yes, of
millions of
course.
people.
Right. I What does this print? I agree so much. I have, however, heard plenty of Dogman stories, good and mostly bad. I was hoping to hear vocals, but I'm in a densely populated area. Did get a HD whoop, followed by a Van Helsing howl. Really? You never know, of course. What's this? I was followed by a loud, rough. Hold on. I think even a wolfman was present. I inquired out of business nearby. They said I might be referring to a rather large black coyote that was back there. Yeah, I think the dogmen travel with the coyotes or use them for camouflage and masquerades, or if they howl or that, like that's what I catch here for the suburban, that they're traveling, one or two are traveling with a pack, or wait till they vocalize, and also have used the trains going by, ambulance, police sirens to vocalize, okay, from one to the other, from the male to the female or whatever, you know, in our area. So it's interesting things, you know. Oh, and I'm sure I've seen them in the woods here where I search, but one I seen dimensionally, and then I looked at my lens, and there was a second one on the other side of the tree. I take away the camera lens, I look with my eyes, I can only see the one. I love the camera again, I see both. I'm not sure if I still have that photo or not. Excuse me. If it was on my old computer that got fried, so I might have lost that image, but it was amazing to have caught that. What was mostly for my own, to see it myself, right? They were showing me. We can show you if we want, right? Our image, or we can hide. Do you understand? Like, we're here, we're there. It doesn't matter. We're with you, we're watching you, right? But they didn't have no harm has come to me or whatever, you know. I had the one time, like I said, I don't know what their agenda was, because I did have that one I told you when I got hit with the infrasound. I thwarted I don't know if it was an attack. It was coming running right towards me. I was bent over. Like I said, I had just got out of the hospital and had, I was on I went up on some log there, it was a mountain bike course, and I fell off. My front tire fell off, and boom, it wasn't very high, 6, 8 inches off the ground. But boy, does that pain just start ringing through me like crazy. And I'm hunched over, and I thought I was in a deserted park, isolated park. I started making, uh, pain noises, to myself out loud. I didn't think anyone could hear me. Well, this thing came running like I rang the dinner bell, like there's a wounded animal. It came running from the beachhead there, I'm right by Lake Ontario where I live, down the beachhead. I'm like, wow, and running towards me, and then I had to get, and all because I knew from a young kid, know that there's creatures that many people don't know. I know there's Sasquatch, so I said this got to be real. I got up, boom, and started to make myself bigger. Also, I'm standing up I'm fighting through the pain. Adrenaline coursing through me because this thing is coming, running towards me, right, and closing fast, right. He's doing about 20 miles an hour, roughly, walking really fast, walk run sort of thing, right? Coming really close, and like this kind of pattern with flat feet, forward facing, human like legs and feet. Okay, not dog legs. Okay, fur, uh, bronze sort of colored, and white chested, but it's a head, like a wolf head. Not coyote, but more wolf, right? And that ears on the side, green eyes, right? Almond shaped green eyes, right? And really bright green, like, really bright, like stood out, almost electric, right? The eyes were like, wow. I stared at those eyes so much, trying to look in. I had the ability to sometimes look in and see if the soul's good or bad, psychic ability, but it was hard to tell. I couldn't really tell, right? Same with some of the Sasquatch. I look in, but it's hard to tell if they, I didn't detect any evil presence in the Dogman or the Sasquatch. whenever I stared right into, had the chance to stare into the eyes, right, on a couple occasions. So that's all I can tell you, you know. So I don't know why people say a lot of things. When I personally looked into the eyes, they say you shouldn't do that. You know, a lot of cultures uh,
Well, you know,
refuse that.
human beings are amazing. You ever seen those pictures of those little, like a video where some guys like uh, playing with a lion, and the lion's just giving him all kind of love, and then somebody's doing, and this another guy's doing giving love to a horse, and somebody's giving love to a cow, and the cow's just laying there, is like loving it, and so almost like
Right.
almost every animal the humans can connect to, they can show love, and the animals show love back. So there's like this incredible love thing going on between all animals and human beings.
Right.
It's just the most amazing thing. And I hope that develops more in the future, so that it's not like, you know, you just kill animals and stuff. So yeah, but because all animals can just give you a lot of love, you know.
Right. What was strange was one time last year I was on a show, a live show. There was two psychics on there, and they were I think in Australia, and their cow was sick or something. They were saying, and it was funny was the cow actually spoke to me and told me what was wrong, and I told him what to do. Right? I said the cow, you got to massage its back legs and that area, that rump and the back legs, and that they're putting stones on it, crystals, uh, trying to do other. I said no, it needs physical energy from you. You claim you're psychics. It needs your physical energy to be massaged in that, and it should help the poor animal. But they didn't want to touch the cow for some reason. They want to put their hands on it and show it the love it craved and the energy it needed to get over this ailment, right? And I don't know, but the cow actually spoke to me and sent me a telepath, and they were shocked. Whatever, they didn't want to believe me, but I like, you know, but that's what was the issue. It wasn't nothing overbearing. Like don't give up on this animal. It's trying to tell me
Yeah,
not to give up on it.
donkeys and horses and
Yeah,
cows, they can all talk. They can talk to you.
right. And honestly,
We just got to learn how to do it. Remember how to
right,
do it again.
right. And honestly, I'll tell you, Michael,
'Cause that's
even
the direction.
my
That's the direction
rabbit,
the world is going. It's got to
you
go
know,
that way.
even my gifted rabbit, it was hurting once or twice. It had an ailment, whatever, got injured or something. Somehow it runs around and got injured. I let it run out and freely run, and it got injured somehow. And I had to ask the Sasquatch about 3 or 4 times back then, twice, to help me heal him. Right, and they did. They helped me. They gave me the energy. They helped me, and they helped the rabbit. They healed him somehow. Okay, he was ailing. In fact, I've asked him
You just got
3 times to help him. Right, he's been through a lot. This poor rabbit, Bunsey.
you got the best stories, man. I tell you,
Right. Thank you. Oh, thank you.
thanks
It
for having
means
me
a
on the
lot.
show.
I really appreciate this.
Like I feel like I was doing the show and you were doing the talking. So, but you guys got such interesting stories.
Yeah, we can meet again on here sometime. Either your show or mine. Talk some more. Yeah, I really appreciate you dropping by today. This is so incredibly good. I've been waiting a long time to talk to you, like in this kind of way. Just
Well,
calmly. No
I
pressure.
hope you get your book going, because
Yeah,
that's going to be a big book, because it's just got
I know.
so many stories, from the little
Yeah,
men, from little people
right,
to angels to everything. So
right,
you got a blessed life for sure.
right. And I'll tell you one more thing. Back when I got the healing from your show there, the Ari clan, about 2 weeks after that, right in January, it was January. I was still like trying to recover. I got some help, but I had a blue angel. I call it a blue angel. It was a blue star person came into the apartment twice. A female walked around. I seen her earlier and disappeared. Then came back. I was sitting here in the middle of the night, but 1 or 2 in the morning by myself meditating. And she came. I seen her. I could see her. She came right up to me, touched me on my right shoulder, right, and told me you're gonna be okay. And then I said, I can see you. I said, that's all I said. I think I said, I can see you. Right. And she took like 3 steps and disappeared. Okay. But I seen her walk, like, let's take about 6 steps towards me. Right. She reappeared, took 6 steps, walked toward me after I'd seen her earlier, a couple hours earlier, 6 hours earlier, and then disappeared. I said, I seen her walking through the apartment there. And then all of a sudden, like I said, in the middle of the night, she showed up again, took 6 steps towards me, stood right beside me, put her hand right on my right shoulder. I have to make sure because it's opposite here on the camera, right shoulder, and said, "You're gonna be all right." And I was trying, I'm like, "All right, thanks." I said, and then 3 steps. I said, "I can see you." She took 3 steps and disappeared, and never seen her again. And I don't know what she did to me. I felt a bit better too, but I think she gave me hope. Right, to say,
Well,
and
it's,
I kept saying that for about 2 years. That
there's a
she,
lot of people who need to hear what you got to say, because
oh, thanks, man.
everybody in the heart knows that there's a higher level, that there's a more loving spirits out there. We got a lot of demons in this world too, and we
Oh
got to
yeah,
avoid those.
crazy.
So it's nice to hear that there's good, solid, loving
Right.
beings out there, dogmen or Sasquatch or angels or little men, or all these different kind of beings out there. There's probably more than you could count.
Of course.
And we need to have those people help us with these demon people who are mostly humans. They have demons inside, but humans on the outside. That's what
Right,
they look
right,
like to me.
right.
So, and I think there's there's big war coming along that line, but and we're going to be needing the Sasquatch people, the Dogman people. We're going to need
Sure.
allies to, because it's going to be hard for a lot of people. I don't know, but I'm optimistic. I think, we've been around for a long time. Most of us have been on this planet from the time it cooled down. You know what I
Right.
mean? There was a hot little ball of baby planet, and everybody's been watching it grow, and and so there's a lot of us here that are signed up for the whole ride. We want to take it for the whole ride, from the beginning to the end. But
Of
anyway,
course.
thanks for having me on, and
Right,
yeah,
right,
and good luck with
right. I
your
appreciate very much you being on here today,
yeah.
and the little bit of tech trouble at the first. Thank you. I really appreciate you. I've been
What the
looking forward
nightmare
to the
was, I had to get what do they call this thing?
browser or something.
Yeah, it's called Oprah. I don't know why it's called Oprah, but it's just Google Chrome. It used to be called Chrome.
Right.
But I had to get that on there, and then I had to go. And I had to join Facebook again, and I had to join.
Holy
Uh,
smokes.
I had
'Cause
to
I
join.
wasn't sure.
I had to
Right.
join YouTube again because it wasn't working before. It was like every time I was trying to do it from Facebook, it would just kick me
Right.
off.
Right. Right.
So
Right.
if
Because
you
I'm on
haven't,
the
if
StreamYard.
you didn't tell me about the coming on the live StreamYard, that was the way to go, because then I got it hooked up. You'll see, then I had to go back into my computer and add my camera and add my microphone
Microphone. Right.
to the
Right.
StreamYard. With StreamYard wouldn't work that way. So
Right.
I
Yeah,
still
because
don't think it works that way, but
I
it worked
have
off.
issues all the time. They keep disconnecting me from Facebook and my own group, and also from my Facebook account. And I'm like, what? Every time I'm like, why is this happening? Today it was working okay for me, but a lot of times I can't even hook up to my own thing. I can only get the YouTube connection. So I don't know. Maybe because I'm lucky we're doing it early today in the show. Sometimes when you do the show in the evening and that, there's a ton of people on there, so there's interference. I pay for a plan. I don't have the super premium plan, so there's limitations. When you have the free one, I don't use the free one because there was too much interference and stuff, disconnections and sound issues. So that when maybe down the road, if I can afford it, I will bump it up to the premium level in that. So better quality and stuff. So, but thank you so much today, Michael, for coming on board, and thank you on the chat line, everyone. Yeah, Prince, Arcane, and a big hairy spider. Right,
Oh, thanks for the love, Prince Arcane. He said something
right,
nice.
right,
All
and
right, I guess I'll just wave it off.
right.
But
Okay.
keep up the good work, and it'd be nice to get that book going. Then we'll have you on our show to get that book finished.
Right. Right on. Thank you, everyone. All right, Michael. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Great show. Amazing show. Topics. Right. We have to do this again sometime. Thank you. Thank you so much. I've been waiting a long time to
Yeah,
interview.
it was fun,
Right.
all for fun. Thanks for
Right. Yeah, it was. Thank you. Thank you. Take care, everyone. Bye bye. Peace. Right on.